So one of the most underrated yet most effective ways to lose fat is actually walking. So most people actually overlook walking because it's a low intensity exercise, and a lot of times people think that they need high intensity, high calorie burn in order to lose fat. And while those things are effective a couple days a week in fat loss, any kind of low intensity workout is also going to be super effective for fat loss. So when I say low intensity workout, I mean something that is sustainable, something that is not super taxing on the body, something that you're going to be able to maintain for a long period of time. So whenever we're walking, we're only using about 50 to 70% of our max heart rate percentage, whereas when you're doing any kind of HIIT workout, any kind of running, you're actually using about 80 to 90% of your max heart rate percentage, which tends to spike your cortisol, spikes your stress levels, and sometimes that causes you to hold on to fat. Now, before my runners come after me, I'm not saying that high intensity exercise doesn't burn fat. Obviously it does, obviously it can, but what I am saying is whenever we're doing high intensity exercise, typically our body is using carbohydrates as its main source of energy, whereas whenever we're doing low impact exercise, a lot of times our body is able to actually tap into that fat storage and use the fat sources as energy, and it burns fat a little bit more effectively than high intensity exercise does, especially people who struggle with higher cortisol or stress levels, things like that. And if you're not sold yet, there's a lot of other great benefits to walking. So it boosts your immunity, it improves your digestion and your metabolism, it helps decrease your risk for chronic diseases such as cancer, diabetes. It also decreases your risk of getting a stroke. It improves your mood, it improves your blood circulation, and also if you're doing it outside, you get some extra vitamin D. Also, walking is something you can do every single day. You can't do too much, you can't do too little. I usually recommend doing between like 30 and 60 minutes a day. You can do it outside, you can do it on the treadmill if it's too hot or too cold or raining or whatever. You don't have to let your muscles recover with walking like you have to with strength training. So it's a great everyday exercise on rest days, recovery days, or to pair with strength training. Love you guys and get to walking.